Their first loss and setback of the season.
Does it start with these flashy new unis?
The cream jerseys. They were supposed to make their debut in the duel in the D, but with that getting canceled, why not now?
Mission most nights in order for them to be worn.
Scott Reedy hunches over to take the face-off. 3 game-winning goals on the young season already for Scott Reedy. This is Nolan Moyle. He'll brush it in and chase that puck down. Looking for it in the forecheck. It's Van Wy. Moyle is in front. Pearson, the wrist shot. It was actually a decent first period last night for Michigan. Pretty evenly played first period. It was a scoreless opening 20 minutes, but things started to turn in the second.
A lot of opportunities like that. Michigan had possession, just couldn't get pucks through. And, you know, the Gophers have done a marvelous job all season long blocking shots. Last year, broken jaw in the juniors, but he's healthy and wanting to contribute.
Owen Power softly off the boards for Ciccolini. Gets the pass back, but unable to hold it in. Minnesota was outshot 34-31 last night for just the second time this season. Of course, they've won both those games when they've been outshot. Looking to stuff it in there was Lambert. LaFontaine position. Nathan Burke will drive it in from his own side of center. So it's
was actually in before Scott Reedy nudged it across the line, but if it's his goal, it's his National League tying 6th of the season.
Yeah, I think you're right, Fred. That might have been over the line. It might be credited to Brinkman. We'll see. But either way, the ferocious attack around the goal for Minnesota leads to the early advantage. Swung in by Sammy Walker.
Mel Pearson talked about getting an ugly goal, striking first against Minnesota, but Golden Gophers once again have turned the tables. That was a bit of an ugly one, but it's 1-0.
Little opening here. Luke Morgan with Granowitz and fires a low shot, patted aside by LaFontaine. Brinkman jostles that puck loose. Out of range there for Sammy Walker, so it's Michigan. And Granowitz rolls it back to the point, but Summers unable to keep it in, so Michigan is changing. Almost 7 minutes gone in this opening period. Robbie Stucker protecting that blue line. Here's Sampo Ranta. He had a nice little game last night. There's Reedy. Fires it wide. It was Dakota Raby that perhaps bothered him right before he fired that puck. It's Reedy again. Twisting and turning along those boards. Drops it off for Ranta. Stucker to Brinkman. Fires off of Pearson. Looking for the rebound. There. Nevers. Reedy's in front. And Owen Power keeping that puck out of the slot. And now Michigan is able to clear.
This line has generated nothing but chances so far tonight. Reedy, Nevers, and Ranta.
Ranta. 5 shots on goal last night, including 1 goal for the
4 forwards away at the World Junior Camp. Michigan kind of challenged the faceoff circle, and Minnesota already up 7-2 in that department.
Kent Johnson feeds the point. Thanks, Jeff. We're here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. It's Minnesota and Michigan. Top 5 matchup. Minnesota has the early advantage, and so far the perfect record on the season, trying to improve to 8-0. Cullen Munson drags it over the line. Scott Reedy bobbles it. Now settling down, Nathan Burke to the point. That wrist shot changing directions wide. Burke finds the puck first in the forecheck. Carl Fish there has to deal with Jack Becker, and Michigan is able to hoist it back to center, but Fish right back on it. Ranta and Reedy returning to Fish. Just safely working that puck down low. Ranta now an opportunity, looks it off, peels back, looking for more. now looking to head north again and shooting that puck right at man.
10 standout play presented by Auto Owners Insurance tonight.
Making a 16th straight start tonight. A 9-game winning streak dating back to last season. He's won 7 straight to start this season, Jack LaFontaine. Here's Blake McLaughlin. People think Minnesota's scary now. Watch out when Blake McLaughlin and Sammy Walker start to score consistently.
Yeah, they've got another level to get to. There's no question.
Moyle right in front. There's Morgan again. He was denied on the breakaway, and there, a close-in look. Now just going for a little skate. In pursuit is Brinkman. Picking up the change there is Kent Johnson. Best possession for Michigan in the offensive zone. Morgan, he's been busy. Gets the shot, and then the rebound try tapped wide.
Upperclassman, one of those guys that Mel Pearson challenged to be better in this game. And first penalty in the series Michigan has taken in the defensive zone. Mel Pearson wasn't happy about all the infractions in the neutral zone and at the other end of the ice, not to mention the 2 for too many men.
Bright start to the penalty kill for Michigan. Scott Reedy leads the way with 3 power play goals this season for Minnesota. Perbix,
Reedy-year-old sophomore and Anaheim Ducks draft pick.
Like Bob Motzko's philosophy, let's not label lines, and it reminds me from yesteryear, Scotty Bowman had the same philosophy. If you continue to call someone a 4th liner, they're going to always think they're a 4th liner. So let's get...
Well, this is obviously a Minnesota team firing on all cylinders. It starts in goal, then you go to those puck-moving defensemen, and a bunch of forwards. Some have played great, others who can take it to another level, and maybe Sammy Walker is starting to do that in this game.
Brett, it's going to be interesting to watch how both coaches operate their benches and minutes for each player, considering this is the last game of 2020, so you can kind of leave it all out there.
Yeah, you can go short bench tonight, much like the 3rd game of a playoff series or the 2nd game. If you want to go down to 4D and 9 forwards, show me what you got, gentlemen, because there's no tomorrow until a game in January.
Fish eliminates him. Sammy Walker taps it up the boards, and it's Blake McLaughlin clearing. Fish keeps that puck out of trouble for Minnesota. Dragged forward, Blake McLaughlin. Walker goes to the goal. McLaughlin. Power is defending Blake McLaughlin. Brinkman from the point. Accidentally hits Blake McLaughlin. And it's Owen Power spinning away from Perbix. Tipped in by Jack Becker. See that reaction when he scored that first period goal. It looked like he wanted to fight someone. He was so intense and so excited.
Yeah, that's the word that came to my mind right away, intense. And that's the way this whole Minnesota team's going right now.
Second period just underway. An easy claim there for Jack. Bob Motzko said it so often early in the season that all 3 of our goalies are good. Jack's not going to play every game. This wasn't the plan to play Jack 8 straight to start the season, but he's forced Bob Motzko's hand. Owen Power holding in for Michigan. Owen Power, number 22 back there on the blue line. A lot of projections have him going number 1 overall next year in the NHL entry draft. Gravy. Usually notice number 12 more. He's the type of player that gets involved physically as well. Small in stature, but a lot of fight. It's ripped wide there from the blue line. Staudiker to Mason Nevers. Brushes it off the boards all the way down the ice. And it's an ice scene on Minnesota.
Matt Staudiker.
Too many men on the ice penalties, the undisciplined penalties. It says right on their board in their locker room, be the most disciplined team in the country.
And that honor almost belongs to Minnesota right now. The Gophers taking less than 5 minutes a game. That's the 2nd fewest in the nation. They're among the teams that have played the most games so far. So discipline has been a real strength, just everything going Minnesota's way.
Discipline always helps when you always have the lead, or never trail, at least yet.
And when you always have the puck, which they usually do in the first period anyway.
Here's Fish beginning the attack for Minnesota. Flicked in by Jackson Nelson softly so Cullen Munson can get in after it, but outnumbered by Michigan. Josh Grohl directing it in. They wave off a potential clean face-off win by Sammy Walker. Blake McLaughlin down to Walker. Perbix right next to him, accepting the pass. Robbie Stucker. Brinkman fires it wide intentionally there, looking to have a recipient off the boards. Perbix is there to do the dirty work. Brinkman shooting wide. Robbie Stucker with McLaughlin. Brinkman. Tough pass to accept for Sammy Walker, but he maintains control. And that's elevated off a stick. Out of play.
Well, you've alluded to Owen Power, the perhaps presumptive #1 overall pick in the next draft, and 6'5".
So Minnesota begins a power play. Bob Motzko, their head coach, calls it a big part of their success this season. Kester, man, the save, and he stops Ranta right in front. Myers, Ranta, fires on the rebound, they score! They just can't be stopped on the power play.
And the rebound just hammered home by Jackson Nelson, the right shot center.
Yeah, Fred, you touched on it. Kester's ability to get the shots through, not just there, but the young sample size of his brief college career. That's a huge asset that he provides that hopefully one day for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's Kester again! Oh, he does it again! Off the goalpost! Are you kidding me?
He might have gone higher, but he wanted to stay and play high school. I say there's nothing wrong with that. And he is the prototypical modern-day defenseman. Move the puck, defend with your feet, and use all that offensive skill to the other end. He's got it in abundance.
This is a typical night of work for Minnesota, the way they've been winning games this season with a balanced attack. Ranta and Reedy, the grunt work. Look at Scott Reedy. A couple of cross checks to the back of Owen Power. Now Owen Power will respond. Scrambling back is Stucker. Nolan Moyle walking in and used the referee a bit as a screen and had an opportunity there. Lambert's shot knocked down by Brinkman. Picking up the scraps there is Scott Reedy. Tapped the center. Awaiting there is Sampo Ranta, but brushed off the puck by Jimmy Lambert. Motoring forward, Owen Power. Grohl snapping it wide. Good clear by Minnesota. Back check to disrupt the flow. Owen Power. Recaptured by Ben Myers. Good keep in there by Power. Pass to Jock. Ripping the shot. That's blocked before it can get to LaFontaine. And here comes Cullen Munson. He's content to slide it in, go to the bench for a change. Power to Van Wy. Trying to create a rebound there, but Minnesota's able to collect that rebound quickly. Skate up by Scott Reedy. Leads the charge. Dropping to Ranta. Ranta trying to stuff it in. Portillo was ready for it and melts the puck.
North-south, and I'm sure he's developed that with his power skating instructors over the course of the last couple summers.
A little water bug there. Darting through center. LaFontaine. That's what Bob Motzko talks about. He's got oodles of confidence, LaFontaine, with the puck. It leads to this. Walker right in. McLaughlin missed it. Zura's cover back for Michigan. Walker. Perbix almost breaks an ankle there to stay on side. Fish in. Fish trying for it from his stomach. Portillo.
Little sauce from Kent Johnson.
Raby works it in for Michigan. Raby had lost his stick. Now gets it back just in time. Controls the puck. Losing it now to Sampo Ranta. Slowly to center, Minnesota. Ranta to Nevers. Right back to Ranta. Starting to see the chemistry amongst these forward lines.
Representing their country. When they drop the puck, they'll still have to make some cuts, but Johnny Beecher and Cam York played last year and will play bigger roles this year for Nate Lehman, the head coach out of Providence College, one of his assistants, Chris Mayock from Michigan, and Steve Miller. Let's not forget Steve Miller from Ohio State, and he's been part of many medal performances for Team USA.
Can never forget about a guy nicknamed Killer. This is Owen Power. Lambert didn't get much on that shot. Granowitz. Blankenberg, a good keep-in. Had to deal with Brodzinski there. Luke Morgan wants it, gets it. That shot was muffled. It was the stick of Brodzinski that came in just in time. Ben Myers loses it there to LaPointe, because there's a lot of expectations on the Tampa Bay Lightning draft choice because he's just so talented and has scored so consistently.
Well, Smiling Sammy belies his competitive nature. Country music go-to, and they got a lot to sing about these days, this Minnesota team.
Not afraid to chirp out there as well, says his teammates. Just underway here, third period. Stoddicker revving up the engine, Sampo Ranta. In the midst of a partial line change for Minnesota, they'll fling it in. Owen Power dropping it off for Karenin. Drive coming from the point. And Portillo saw it. Becker on the counter, dropping the passage off the stick of Brinkman. Owen Power comes in, gloving that puck down. Good heavy stick by McLaughlin, but unable to clear it. But he continues to try and push it out. Way over the line. Down to Granowitz. Bryce Brodzinski reverses it. Here's Carl Fish, St. Paul native. Absorbs the check. He knew it was coming. Johnny Sorensen rolls it in. And the penalty upcoming. Perfect 2 for 2 on the evening. Michigan has won a few faceoffs to start off the penalty kill tonight. They do so again. Stucker. Sammy Walker eases his way over the line. Blake McLaughlin looking to deflect that. Knife back to the point. Robbie Stucker to Perbix, the forward back there. Stucker straight on. Portillo, the save. He gets a little help. Owen Power comes in and says, I'll take this and give Nolan Moyle. An impressive rush. Moyle still with it. Pearson holding in on the backhand. Back to Moyle. Brodzinski to steal. Sampo Ranta. 2 Wolverines back. There to contain Ranta. And it's Granowitz who was able to steal it. Cooley kicked ahead by Garrett Van Wy. Becker barges his way in, gets the shot away. Becker right in front. Pastujov denied twice by LaFontaine.
This young team will look like in March compared to December 9th.
So Stucker and LaPointe off for 2 minutes. 4-on-4. Sammy Walker, that puck just got a little too far in front of him and ends up losing it. Kester. Sammy Walker dropping off to Blake McLaughlin. Good stick there of Karanen to reach in for Michigan. Luke Morgan plays it to himself off the boards. Trying to chop it in front, but Matt Staudiker was there. Morgan. 11 minutes to go in regulation. Kent Johnson. He might have some domination in his future days. Number 13 for Michigan. Wrist shot from the point, wide off a stick. And a penalty upcoming.
This season, they're perfect on the penalty kill, 16 for 16, and they just don't take many penalties. Fewer than 5 minutes per game on average so far, through 7 coming into the night.
Yeah, you saw in that graphic just one try last night for the Wolverines. Burke's off for the slash. Blankenberg. Oh, LaFontaine to save. Big rebound. Michigan's Blankenberg again. He's had a good game as well. Kent Johnson. Under 90 seconds to go, the advantage for the Wolverines. Owen Power. Kent Johnson. So far, Minnesota keeping him on the perimeter. That stung Lambert. It hit him in front, and it's cleared by Minnesota. Back in the second period tonight to help propel Minnesota to this 4-0 lead.
His role has elevated here with his team, especially with those 3D away World Juniors. Minder, as most start today, directing traffic before the puck goes down.
He's quietly stopped all 12 shots he's faced, Eric Portillo. Not an easy situation coming in cold to replace Strauss-Mann.
Well, that's the role of the goaltender. If you're the second goalie, third goalie, your preparation has to be the same, because you never know when you're going in. And some goalies now will sit on the bench and make the saves right along with the guy who's in the game.
Well, with the win tonight, Minnesota will move to 12-0 versus Michigan when both teams are ranked in the top 10 since 2000-2001.
Jack LaFontaine's defense.
7th penalty committed tonight by Michigan. See if Bob Motzko utilizes some different personnel, especially perhaps on the second unit. It's been a power play of different personnel, though, for Minnesota and Michigan, too, since they're missing a lot of their top special teams players due to the World Junior Tournament.
It's just great to get another chance to see Mike Kester, quarterback from the back end at the top of the umbrella from Gothenburg, Sweden.
The slightest of edge and shots for Michigan. They led in that category last night as well. Walker was too well covered. 30 seconds to go in the advantage. Jack Perbix. Robbie Stucker, the power play specialist. That's right into the belly of Portillo, who will hold on to it.
Hands meaning, let's get going.
Bet you he wishes his team was playing tomorrow.
Yeah, the second half of the Big Ten hockey schedule is not out yet, but Bob would not be too upset with having to play next Tuesday and Wednesday too, would he? The way this team's rolling. Yeah, we'll go home and play 4 and 6 before the holidays, no problem.
He's just going to stare at his email in a trance until that schedule is announced.
Well, he had one of the great lines when we talked to him a couple of weeks ago. He says, you know, as coaches, we like to control everything. We control the temperature of the